Hey, Radu here. So recently I had a project in which my customer wanted to have something like browser tabs, but within Power Apps. And of course we don't have tabs in Power Apps, but I did something that somehow simulates that. I can click on a button here, it opens a new tab, and if I want to, I can open the information in that tab. So let's see, you'll see in this video how what are the steps that I took to implement this solution. Okay, let's close this preview and just go into it. What I have here is the contents of a SharePoint list. So it's a very simple SharePoint list because I built this app and this list especially for this video. So nothing very fancy here. What I have here is this button, this icon, which is very important because when I click on it, it will collect an information, a part of information and put it into a collection because it collects stuff. So let's see what happens when I click on this one. What it does, I'm gonna go and talk to this about this thing and then cover what is about, is blank and whatever. So what I have here is a simple collect that will put the ID of the line and the description, the name, into a collection. What I want is whenever I click on that button to save that piece of information, and that information will go into a collection. Maybe you're wondering, Radu, why is this line here? What I wanted to do is to avoid having multiple tabs with the same name, because it doesn't make sense to have like, let's go back to the preview, to have like this is a test 5 times. So I made a very simple adjustment to the code to make sure that it checks if I have that specific ID in the line. So the first thing that I'm doing is when I click on that icon, it automatically gets the ID and the name. That ID and the name goes into collection, is the tabs collection. That's what the name that I given it. It has these 2 columns. Next, what I'm doing is to put this information, the collection that I'm updating and creating will be the source for this gallery. Each time I click on something here, it automatically puts it into the collection here. So that's the first part. I want to make sure that the information is displayed. Now, the second part is actually to work as a tab, because when I click on this one, I expect to for that click to show me information about that specific thing. So what I did was to create another screen, and in this screen I put the same gallery with the same source, and below here I have a simple form that shows me information from that list. So everything is very bare bones here, but you can use the reasoning in your case also. So each time I click on a tab, it will set a variable. Let's also look at the onSelect and what happens when I click on select. It sets a variable like selected ID with this with the item that I just selected, and the form below will show me, guess what, if I look at the item, it will look up within the SharePoint list, it will look up the selected ID based on that variable. So what we have here are a few things that work together. First of all, we have a SharePoint list. I click on a button, it automatically adds the information to a collection. That collection will be the source for this gallery here. When I click on an item in that gallery, it automatically sets a variable. It automatically selects the variable to the selected item, and then the form will display on the screen the contents of that variable. So it's pretty easy depending on how advanced you are in Power Apps. So it's not very complicated. The reasoning is pretty easy, and what we have here, you have something that works like browser tabs. And of course, I also created the close function because you can close tabs. Of course, you can do that. And what it does, it just basically deletes that item from that collection. So it's pretty basic. You can also see here the actual line of code behind that close button. That was it. I hope it helps. Don't forget to click the like button before you leave and also subscribe for more videos like this.